Challenges is one of the best films of 2024 so far. It is about a tennis champion who plots a comeback with the help of his wife, a famed tennis prodigy who retired after an injury. In a competition's final match, he is pitted against another up-and-coming player who also happens to be his childhood friend and wife's former lover. If you think that sounds melodramatic, then don't fear, it is melodramatic, but in the best way possible. If you've seen Call Me By Your Name or Bones and All, then you know director Luca Guadagnino has a flair for off-kilter romance. In this film, the complicated love triangle is so sharply written that my allegiance was jumping back and forth between the three characters all throughout the 131-minute runtime, which may not seem short, but not a minute drags. It's really tightly paced. These characters are so complex, they feel like real people. Many people may take issue with following morally questionable characters, causing them to criticize the film, but I don't buy into that argument at all, as people never seem to have an issue following straight up villains. I believe this film may be challenging to some, no pun intended, because it doesn't explain to you that these characters are morally questionable, because you shouldn't need it to be explained to you. You shouldn't need to be given someone to fully root for or identify with. Human beings are complex, so I can relate to the characters on that basis alone. I don't need to be given an out. It's easy to understand why they make the decisions that they make. They don't exist to serve the audience, they are fully functional characters, and so they are very, very interesting and fun to watch. The film is really nice to look at, with a great filmic look. It manages to jump back and forth to many different points in time without confusing you. That is not easy to do, so I was quite impressed with the editing. It's not just jumping between, oh, here's 10 years before, now here's present day, now back to 10 years before. It jumps to more than a few different points in time. But it's easy to follow if you pay attention, which is one of the most ridiculous things to say because, of course you're going to pay attention, you should be paying attention, especially if you've paid to see the movie. The score is so bombastic, it made the brilliantly choreographed tennis matches feel like action sequences. The tennis matches are like conversations between the characters' emotions. I never thought I'd be that riveted by tennis, but the electronic music accompanying it really helped. Sometimes the camera itself is the ball. I thought that was a really cool and effective idea. The filmmakers clearly have an understanding and respect for the sport. I am so glad that this film was granted a budget as high as $55 million. It really does deserve to be seen in a theatre. We need more original films on this scale. The money was clearly put to good use. Zendaya is put to full use here. She is a movie star through and through, with such depth to her talent. Josh O'Connor and Mike Feist also give very strong performances. I wasn't really aware of them before this, but I definitely will be checking out more things that they do. They all have great chemistry. My one issue with the film is the daughter character. She lacked any development and was clearly tacked on, maybe for more of that melodrama. Her addition doesn't hurt the film per se, but it does keep it from being airtight, which it otherwise is.